So let's dedicate this meditation for our lovely mind that many times gives us quite a lot of troubles. So I hope after this meditation we have more tools how to manage it. So first of all, it's important to understand that the mind operates based on the ego. Yeah, so based on our upbringing and whatever happened to us in our life, we develop ego tendencies, and that's how we interacting with life. So, for example, if I have a low self-esteem tendency, so everything I'm going to view in life based on this tendency. So that's how our mind will interact with life to make sure that I'm not going to feel the pain that low self-esteem caused me when I grew up. So when we look inwards to ourselves, it's quite easy to recognize what Eckhart Tolle called the pain body, meaning those psychological tendencies that being developed based on pain, because that's what happened to me. So because I felt pain, I developed different mechanism in order to make sure that I will not feel this pain. So for example, if it's a low self-esteem, so I'm going to interact with people, making sure that either I'm number one, just a minute, that either I'm number one or that I'll make other people be less than me. So I always will not confirm the pain that I'm feeling because deep inside I'm not good enough. Okay, so we have to really pay attention what is our tendency. And what's happening to us usually is that we don't pay attention to this mechanism within us, but we living according to it. Yeah, when I say we living, meaning that we are basically hostage by the mind. And the mind, in order to make sure that we don't feel the pain, is basically runs our life accordingly, and we suffer. So one thing is to acknowledge what is our pain, and to really realize that this is a pain, and that's why I'm behaving the way I'm behaving. And the other thing is to realize that I'm not the thoughts, I'm not the mind, I'm not this pain. I feel the pain, but I'm not the pain. And then to go into the spirituality part of our being and to understand really the truth of who we are and to be able to create space from the pain and look at the pain, but not all the time be enslaved by the pain. So the pain for most of us is quite similar, I think. I mean, the reasons are very, very different, but at the end of the day, the pain is always moving around love. Yeah, because what we need in order to live, in order to feel safe and comfortable, is love. And when we don't get the love, we develop different techniques based on the pain that we felt because we didn't feel the love. And that's really what set our way of being and our life. So let's just take a minute, each one of us, and try to ask ourselves what runs me. Yeah, when do I get reactive? What pushes me? What triggers me? And normally we should know it very well because it happens a lot. Every time we don't feel good, every time we feel that our heart is a little bit hard or getting hardened, is because we are in pain. Okay, and then whatever we do is based on this pain. Okay. As we move through life, let's say from now, I'm sure most of you already, or us, doing it already anyway, but it's very important that we start to recognize when this mechanism of pain is coming up within us and to be able to pinpoint for ourselves and say, I'm not going there. Yeah? So where am I going if I'm not going and following the pain that I'm habitually following it all the time? I'm going to peace. Not to pieces, I'm going to peace. Okay? When the pain is activated, it's not so easy to go to peace because we are in pieces, we are in pain. And there is different grades of pain according to how much it's close to the ego. So when it's not so strong, we can work with it, but when it's very, very strong, we feel overwhelmed with it. So it's take a lot of training to be able to control it, to be able to work with it. And part of the training is to be able to strengthen the truth of who we are. Yeah? Because I am, and you, and everybody, we are infinite being. We are not the pain. We are not a name. Yeah? We are infinity itself. And when we are acting as the pain or as ego, the tendency to suffer is quite intense. When we adding the spiritual dimension to our existence, so we're creating some space between the truth of who I am and the pain body or the tendency of the mind to constantly pull me from the truth into the suffering. Okay, so let's focus now on that space. Let's make sure that I'm able to create space from suffering to stillness, to peace. How do I create the space? The most important to create space is summarized in one word called presence. Because all the tendency of the mind to go here and there are the opposite of presence. They're based on the past and they're always moving away from this present moment. When we're bringing the mind into presence, it will stop being all over the place and it will come gradually into peace. Now, when we want to be present, really, theoretically, it doesn't matter what we are present with. We can be present with anything, yeah, with the breath, meaning internal stuff, or external. So I can just be present on a flower or on anything, really. It doesn't matter. But if we present on body stuff, and the most easy and powerful is the breath, then the shift is usually faster than we taking external object. So let's start by being present with the breath. Okay, let's just be aware how the breath moves in and how it goes out. It's normal that when we're starting meditation, the mind still is very jumpy. Don't worry about it because slowly it will calm down. Just observe the movement of the breath within you. Understand that you are now moving from pain or possible pain into peace. And that sometimes takes a bit of an effort because the mind likes drama. In a way, it's addicted to the pain and it'll try to pull you back into the story. But when you're relaxing the mind, when you're moving into the truth of who you are, the benefit and the space and the bliss is enormous. Okay. So there are a few pillars, you can say, that helps us shift from being in the mind to being present. One, let's say, is following the breath. The other one is to recognize space. Yeah, because if we're only following the breath and our awareness is in the dimension of the ego body, meaning I am this body, then I'm limiting the effect of what I'm doing. I must acknowledge infinity and breathe from infinity and exhale to infinity. So let's visualize infinite space around us. And when we inhale, we're pulling the life force, the breath, the oxygen, the vitality from the whole creation into our body. When we exhale, we're transforming into immense, powerful, radiant sun. So we're illuminating with our out-breath, with our mind, the whole creation. The same mind that pull you into suffering will take you into blissful existence. It's the same mind. The same mind that brings information from the past and pulls you into negativity, you can apply it or employ it to bring you into the most exquisite existence. Okay? And the main tool that we want the mind to use is infinity, infinite being. We're inhaling from infinity, we exhale to infinity. Pillar number 2, gratitude. We're inhaling and we say thank you. We're exhaling and we say thank you. When we apply gratitude, the mind starts to synchronize with the heart. And then it starts to vibrate in much more harmony than before. Pillar number 3 is vibration. So we have to slowly move from a physical acknowledgement of our existence to more energy acknowledge of existence. Because as the mind vibrates in a more subtle way, we're going to feel much better. So when we move from acknowledgement of breath to acknowledgement of a vibration, we're going to feel much better. So let's try and recognize vibration in the body. Feel that your body vibrates. It doesn't matter where, somewhere or everywhere. Yeah, maybe only your arms, your hands, your fingers, that's perfect. Or maybe other parts, or maybe the whole body. Everything vibrates. Once you're acknowledging vibration in the body, expand your awareness into the whole creation and recognize vibration in the body and outside the body in the whole creation. And then we're inviting synchronization. The vibration inside, the vibration outside, they synchronize into an ocean of vibration. Vibration am I. Yeah? Now let's become even more subtle, and a high vibration than vibration, that the physical vibration that we feel is being. Just a simple acknowledgement, I am. So what does it mean? It means that the awareness that earlier was focusing, at the beginning it was focusing on the mind, so it was in the ego. Then it started to focus on the breath. Then it shifted to focus on the vibration. And now it's just acknowledging space, being, infinite being. It's not looking for an object. Being is it. When you're experiencing being, it doesn't mean that you don't experience vibration. It doesn't mean that you don't experience blockages. It doesn't mean that you are not connected to life. It just means that you're recognizing the truth of who you are, and from that place, you're inviting what's not vibrating in the same vibration as being to join and synchronize. So let's invite the heart chakra to synchronize with the whole creation. And the awareness just follow this process as the heart chakra expands and takes the space of the whole creation. The whole creation is your heart chakra. Remember that you are the boss and you can do with your mind whatever you want. And what I'm guiding you through is what will help you to feel amazing. Yeah? It's the same mind, but now it's working for you. So inviting the heart chakra to occupy the whole creation. And we don't need to work. We're just saying it and relaxing, observing how it takes place. That's all. When God created the world, the creation, He didn't do, He just said, and there'll be light, and there was light. It's the same process that you are using now. Let's shift to the third eye and invite the third eye to open up and occupy the whole creation. Let's invite the second chakra below the navel to expand and occupy the whole creation. So now, when you are so expanded and so in one with all there is, that's the time when you can invite any other parts that you feel within your human existence that maybe is pulled in, maybe is tight, and invite it to harmonize with all there is. So if you have any leftover emotions, if your mind is busy or heavy, if you have physical discomfort, whatever you're feeling or you're sensing, invite it to harmonize with the truth of who you are, which is infinite being beyond time and space. Good. Now that we establish a connection with the truth of who we are, this is you, you are infinite being, you are before any thought. This is the space from which we should see how our pain operates, how our mind operates. This should be always the, how would you say it? The reference for our existence. This is who am I, not the mind that pulls and goes all over the place. This is who am I. Okay? So let's practice for a minute, because we all know what triggers us, what pulls us into suffering. So let's practice being as infinity, and now, just for a minute, let the mind introduce that same thought that you know that usually pulls you into suffering. But this time you are not the thought. You are the space in which the thought operates. Okay? Just play with it a little bit, but try not to collapse into the illusion of the ego. Stay infinity. Stay all there is. If you feel you don't want to do it because your mind is so blissed out, is so tranquil and beautiful, so just don't do it. Okay. But we have many opportunity to practice it all the time. So let's just invite to this beautiful space that we are sharing. Let's invite other people that we know that they are finding it hard at this moment in their life, so they as well can enjoy this beautiful space of being, of peace, pure presence. Okay. So I hope this meditation gives you an insight and a tool to face your tendencies to pull into pain. So you don't go there, and you train your mind not to go there. And you know if you go there, you know how to pull out. Thank you so much. Remember that we are meeting every Wednesday morning, 7:30 Spain time, every Sunday evening, like tonight. As well, please check out the teaching about energy, how to connect to energy, how to use it for your own well-being, and to help others at your work. If you need any information, please get in touch, and I'm always happy to answer and to talk. Blessing to everybody. Bye-bye.